What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2024 EP by K Flock. Basically, this product is called Make America Flock Again, and it came out in the late summer of 2024. So the thing about this product here is just the fact that particularly K Flock was a cat that had gotten pretty caught up within the system as far as was supposed to have, particularly in the pitch of his prime. Now, he dropped like some products like the DOA tape and some of those that first within the pitch. I've reviewed a number of his projects. I'm going to get to reviewed a number of his projects. I'm going to get to another one here. This is relatively recent, like I was saying, came out just 10 months ago, pitches like that as far as what's supposed to happen. I look within the aspect as far as saying this particular aspect here, this is a brief kind of shot in the arm, just as like a reminder of the styles that K-Flock has the capabilities of doing within those aspects. I think he was. I'm not sure if he's just on house arrest or what the particular affair is about how his prison sentence has been particularly kind of going. But I know within the pitch he is caught up within the systems, kind of the format that is substantially kind of like marred like his progress of putting out music as far as this first guy. Pretty similar to like Pooh Shiesty and folks like that. Other folks within those particular type senses. Pop Smoke, obviously, with him. I mean, some of these drill type folks, Pop Smoke is deceased, 5v04's kind of been having problems, pitches like that. A lot of these New York drill and kind of UK drill type folks from the pitch, as far as saying they just particularly have like the snafus, like I said in the past. I said this in previous kind of K-Flock reviews, but this is particularly just classic, just with an aspect behind this shot in the arm. Not quite as full bound crazy, but definitely gives off a lot of Pop Smoke and Roddy Ricch type vibes, I'd say, within the picture. It just has some good aspects. It's just kind of the concept that I feel like, particularly paying attention to 2020's drill, I feel like this particular era, this music here has just been really sabotaged within a lot of senses within the format, because it just feels like a lot of this is kind of like truncated within a sense as far as saying that it probably could have happened a little bit better, but I just feel like a lot of this just had sabotage about it as far as not being expressed as far as full bound as it probably needed to. Is between some of these type of folks like 5v04 and like some of these type of folks that are trying to carry the torch. Just particularly Ice Spice gets a lot of flack. She just consistently gets hate as far as the aspect, and she has some pretty thrilling music. Definitely appreciate her particular albums and pitches like that, at least what I remember of her from 2023. So it's just pitches as far as saying within the concept of it. Ice Spice having problems, basically Roddy Ricch kind of being in limbo for the past good while. He's supposed to drop like his Navy album, but that still is yet to happen. 5v04 and went to prison at the beginning of 2025. Central C has not been catching on as full bound, or at least, yeah, it's just kind of, he dropped briefly, and then that was particularly it. And K-Flock has his prison sentence. There's other folks like that, like NBA Youngboy being in prison, so on and so forth. So a lot of folks trying to carry the new school flag. For some reason, it feels like the sabotage of this has been very, like, select about having the aspect of trying to have, like, some new fellas kind of be, like, the next kind of folks to kind of be that symbol of, like, the 2020s. It's just been a lot more kind of where just the aspect behind it, like, when you think of, like, notable artists out of the 2010s, like, when you would think of, like, particularly like Meek Mill or Wale, some of those type folks, or folks like Kid Cudi and like Drake, obviously, Kendrick, some of those type folks within the format, J. Cole. It's just kind of the pitch as far as saying it's just difficult to kind of, it just feels like every time some of these folks try to get themselves established in the 2020s, there's just some sort of sabotage about it. But I look after it, there is some good facets here, but it just kind of feels like a reminder of a project more so than like a full-bound kind of update. I just look within the pitch, like the craziest song on here, I'm not sure if there were full-bound singles, but I look within the pitch as far as saying the only real true song in like the traditional format of drill, like K-Flock is normally pretty viciously known for, is just clicking right in the middle of the album. This one's only like a minute 50 seconds for those first albums. So just with pitch, I realize that he can't really ride out and get as vicious as he full bound wants to, just because of his court cases and pitches like that, just within the form of what has particularly happened. It's just within the pitch as far as saying, so this particular tone, like this music here, is just kind of, like I said, truncated pitches like that. I just look within the tone. I do recommend all 5 songs. I'm not sure if there's a single pitches like that, but I just say within the tone. So yeah, we'll just talk about some of these. So just get to clicking, like I was saying, it's like a vintage kind of early 2020s. Clicking is like a vintage kind of early 2020s drill, I'd have to say here. Just basic kind of shot in the arm with like a ripping knock, I'd have to say, with the particular tone about it. Just woofers on blast as far as those first times. So just the pitch, missing that sound that like Pop Smoke and 5v04 and some of those type folks particularly did 2020, 2021. It's just the pitch as far as getting that. Fed Up is the quality one on here. Now, this is the most popular song according to Spotify, but I just question if it's because it's the first song you hear on here, or if it really is the most appealing. I just look at the pitch, but either way, it's a nice one. It's like a woozy kind of, Fed Up is like a woozy kind of noir-like drill. I'd have to say good drill rumble to kind of get here. Just an after effect kind of dredge, I'd have to say, within the pitch behind it. Just real malign and malaise about it. Just some contemplate kind of fatigue, I'd have to say here, just during the track as far as this first game. So just a miss, like some commerce pitch like that. Typical kind of blitzed out kind of typical kind of blissed out sound system, just with the more kind of mafioso type vibe about it, just within the pitch, just a little bit more kind of big city type regret and fatigue as far as those tones kind of happen within the pitch behind it. Just, yeah, very noir with the aspect of how that particular tone would kind of happen, just looking within the aspects as far as those fairs would kind of go with it. It's like the particular tone of it. The energy of this is not so much ferocious, just kind of has more afterthought within the vibes of it within the pitches. The same sort of stuff with like What You On, some of those like pitches. But speaking of What You On, this is kind of the tone. This good, nice one here. This another malign type one, like the pitch behind a lot. This pretty shrill type. I don't like the pitch behind this sound. Definitely pretty similar to Pooh Shiesty, some of those type folks. But What You On is like a forlorn kind of early demon time malaise. Kind of get here, and by early demon time, I mean the aspect of probably like 7:38 is like the sun starting to set or be orange or red. Some of those type pitches I had to say there. Definitely a good aspect. This reminds me of like Roddy Ricch, his particular album from 2019 at least. I don't know about his 2021. I don't know about Roddy Ricch's 2021 album within those pitches, but at least the 2019 one, this like a good snack run and toke some music to kind of get within the tones. And just definite tone of just having, particularly within the fair, just like that early evening kind of aspect of it, just the pitch as far as saying just good one to smoke a few swishers in between or some backwoods with an in between product is good. Blunt wraps on those pitch to get a vanilla or chocolate blunt, get a nice mango, vanilla, or chocolate kind of blunt wrap as far as those pitch can have just in the aspect of it. Some good type fairs for some of that, just the in between type moments, that just something for like What You On just feels like villa and kind of neighborhood type music. Very similar, like I was saying, to Pop Smoke and Roddy Ricch, definitely within those tones. Good aspect. Talk to Me is a nice one. It's a good, nice one here. It's like a fatigue kind of evening sludge kind of get. This definitely reminds like 2020 Pop Smoke, some of those type pitches, like the Woo and some of those types, some of those type songs off the album, like basically. Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, some of those type pitches. It's like a good pull aside type music for like standard BZ or Bay pitches like that. Some of those particular type fairs, just some IG kind of in between digs as far as those fairs happen. So this the pitch of just like kind of the motions of this, some contemporariness, just with an aspect of just kind of getting towards the tone of this more homebound kind of chillax, just from the aspect as far as those fairs happen. So just the pitch of this, it's the aspect of this more localized type fashion, just more neighborhood with an aspect of kind of having more caught type music and domain type music within the tone as far as those pitches happen. Just amidst like it's more amidst like grazing type fashions with an aspect of it, I had to say. And then Everything K is the nice one. It's a good one here. It's like an in-between kind of floss music, kind of get just some extra time, I'd had to say, here with the pitch of just being out and about, just commerce extra. It's kind of some commerce extra time, just waiting for food, some pitches like that. Maybe you order like a pizza or waiting for something at the drive-through. Someone's I pitched within the format of it. Just stock kind of stunt music, I had to say here. Basic, this is kind of a basic type one. Just the pitch, kind of traditional kind of 2020s drill, just with an aspect, not ravenous kind of floss out crazily fashions like that, but just kind of the pitch of just like traditional kind of drill, just an aspect, just something. I feel like there's just not a commonplace ton of these within the fashion, just with this being kind of a brief shot in the arm. Like I said, Clicking is like the most ravenous type one on here, but I'd probably say probably the one with like the second highest turn up would probably be Everything K, but it's just such a fleeting type product, just with an aspect as far as saying it's kind of in between type moments of some time wasting, time to kill pitches like that, just in the format of this kind of just stunt type music, but just kind of plainer within a sense. It's more kind of vanilla within a fashion, I'd say, within those tones. That's the pitch behind us. Yeah, this EP gets a 10 out of 10. Just a basic fashion, just some traditional type fare. Now, this within the product, this is kind of some stuff that probably needs to be more within the happening type fashion, but obviously with like all the demons that K Flock has to face right now, it's just kind of a poor type aspect. Not poor for his sense in terms of quality, but it's the pitch of just kind of the malign and not being able to get more music like this just within the format as far as saying there's definitely some stuff that feels necessary to like the mid 2020s as like I feel like definitely 2020's drill could have been fleshed out a lot further. It's just the pitch. It's just kind of a format. It's kind of something that's being flirted with the idea with by kind of this the haphazardness. I feel like this is better music within the format. I feel like this could be some necessary type music within the format of just getting towards more stuff like this. There definitely needs to be some folks that can carry the torch if K Flock's not going to be able to, or just have more kind of have more hurdles and obstacles with doing it as far as this present house. I just look within pitch as far as saying. Social score, I'll go ahead and give. I'm just going to give it a 10 out of 10. I look within pitch. It's 5 brief songs with an aspect, so it's within an EP sense, so it's not like there's going to be 10 or 20 of these, but it's just the aspect as far as saying, looking towards the aspect just within the tone that it has the what you need on here, has the drill rumbler, has kind of an in-between, gets some food and floss a little bit within a basic sense, has a good pull-aside kind of lady song pitches like that, has like some demon time kind of villa type music with an aspect similar to Pop Smoke and 2020, and then it has like a good kind of mafioso kind of noir like one within the pitch of just like some contemplate and rumination just within like a more kind of fatigue type sense. So it's just the tones for saying just classic type appeal, just from the aspects. So I'd say yeah, 10 out of 10. In terms of future, this is the most recent K Flock project as far as this person happens, kind of within the concept of him being caught up, so we'll have to see what happens with within some of those type tones. But hopefully we get some more. Hopefully we get some more products like this, because this was definitely pretty thrilling with an aspect. It's kind of aspect that's kind of marred by demons, like I was saying with the pitch, but it's definitely a good shot in the arm as far as this first album. Just updating 2020's drill and keeping it alive within those fashions.